What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today we're going to be using the Mega Heracross team once again with Mega Heracross, Tapu Fini, Thundersfairy, Incineroar, Naganadel, and Ferrothorn. Let us get started. So I've been thinking about maybe some changes that I can make with this team since I've been playing with it a little bit. I think maybe I do switch to Fire Rim on Naganadel. It's just, I feel like Fire Rim would be so useful for a newcomb Pokemon that I feel like are giving me trouble, like Mega Metagross, for instance. I'm feeling like Mega Metagross isn't exactly the easiest Pokemon to deal with this team since I don't really have much damage output other than Incineroar, and Incineroar is pretty slow and it's threatening my Stormy Tantrum. And Ferrothorn can, I guess, kind of stall it out, but that requires quite a few turns, and sometimes I just don't have the turns to work against Mega Metagross. So I'm thinking of putting Fire Rim on the Naganadel. I think I'm going to try it out for the next episode and see how it works. Because I feel like I've been using Sash, and honestly, from what I've noticed, it just doesn't really affect me too much unless I am facing Scarflanders, which is a bit situational there, and I could always play around the Scarflanders. So, ooh. Salamence, Como, Tapu Koko, Nihilego, Incineroar, and Aegislash. This is actually similar to a team composition that I was actually playing against earlier. So Salamence Como is really interesting. My Fini is definitely has to be preserved here, for sure. Fini is important. I don't really see Heracross's value in this game. It just really doesn't put enough work to where I can really justify it as much. Although it could be justifiable, I'm thinking maybe Thundersfairy can put in a lot of work against my opponent. However, that Nihilego is going to be really scary to switch into. I do have a lot of Pokemon that are weak to Nihilego, so I have to be careful about that Pokemon. I'm thinking of maybe going Fini Ferrothorn as a lead, just in case my opponent leads like Nihilego to try to threaten my Fini early on. So let's try Fini, Ferrothorn, Incineroar, and Thundersfairy and see how it works, because this can be very scary. I don't know. What would you lead? Would you lead Incineroar plus Como? No, you wouldn't against the Tapu Fini team. I don't think so. I think you would try to... I think if you're my opponent, you would try to set up a position where you knock out the Fini, or you have Como set up next to a partner that can knock out Fini. And yeah, it's going to be scary to deal with. 100%. This is going to be a rough matchup. But let's see how it goes. So Como is definitely scary against this team if I do lose Fini. I do notice that, since I don't have many ways to touch Como other than Fini. So let us see what my opponent goes for. I'm going to lead Fini Ferrothorn. It covers Nihilego and also covers the Tapu Koko potentially, as Nihilego Tapu Koko does make an appearance from my opponent's side of the field. So they tend to be Scarf Nihilego on this team with like Acid Spray. I've noticed that kind of combination with Como, and I have used it in the past, so I'm wondering if it is one of those combinations. I do kind of just want to get Incineroar in, because Incineroar can take a Thunderbolt, Gigavolt Havoc, Gyro Ball, not Gyro Ball, you know, Sludge Bomb, anything that really wants to be thrown out. I could also see Nihilego switching out an Incineroar potentially, and a Gigavolt Havoc being fired off, so I'm wondering if that's the best play. I'm thinking that maybe just going for a Gyro Ball in the Tapu Koko is the best play, and trying to get as much damage on Koko as possible, because that Pokemon is a threat as well, as we are going to see the Nihilego withdraw, and that's probably Incineroar coming out. Yep. So I would 100% assume the last Pokemon is going to be that Como. So Fini has to be preserved in this game 100% if I do want a chance to win. Let's see. I do get the Intimidate off onto my opponent's Incineroar, which is really good. Like, that's a really big factor here. Let's see what the Tapu Koko is going to go for. It's just going to be a Volt Switch. So, are you going to bring out your own Como? Probably not, right? I don't think you would bring out your own Como here. You shouldn't bring out your own Como. You're gonna bring out Nihilego, and I did Gyro Ball that slot, so I think my opponent was expecting me not to Gyro Ball that slot. However, if this is... even though I'm intimidated, this is Gyro Ball still, and Nihilego has pretty poor defenses. Yeah, I just knocked out the Nihilego. That's a huge Pokemon gone right there, as I'm just gonna be able to pick up the first knockout, and that's one Pokemon that really threatens my Fini out of the way. Koko is the last Pokemon I feel like that's standing between me and victory right now, as the Tapu Koko gonna appear from my opponent's side once again. Fake out's definitely a thing. I could even see my opponent going for like Thunderbolt plus Flare Blitz in my Ferrothorn slot in case I do want to switch in Tapu Fini. I think the best play is just to switch out Incineroar into my Thundurus Variant and protect my Ferrothorn here, because Ferrothorn is still useful with the Leech Seed. And the fact that it's one Pokemon that allows me to stall time for my Tapu Fini to eventually win this game. So I'm going to go Thundurus here. And let's see what my opponent goes for. It could be a double up into the Incineroar slot, but I just don't see it because Incineroar is one of the Pokemon like you could set up for your combo as Volt Switch going to come out. Okay. Flare Blitz into Ferrothorn. Okay. Yeah. So I think I do want to just go for the Sludge Bomb into the Tapu Koko and just switch back in Incineroar. Again, another Intimidate off into Incineroar, so it's not going to be doing too much to my Thundurus Variant. So I don't think a Gleam plus a combination would knock me out, as we're going to see the Tapu Koko retreat into Salamence. So there's no Como. That's really good to confirm. So I actually really don't need to preserve Fini as much as I am right now. And I get a decent amount into Salamence too. Yeah, like I get a pretty decent amount into the Salamence. With Sludge Bomb, you're probably going to go for a knockoff or Flare Blitz into my Thundurus Variant though, which is a bit of a problem. However, I feel like that specs Coco. Because why would you hard switch out? Knockoff going to go into Thundurus. Yep. That Sludge Bomb didn't really do too much. That has to be specially defensive Salamence. Okay. And it's Intimidated too, right? Yes, it is. Kind of want to fake out Sludge Bomb. There's also a fake out 8 Hidden Power Ice play I can make. Like, there's so many options that I have here. I just don't know which one's the best play. I think I'm going to fake out. I really want a Hidden Power Ice, but the problem is I could see Incineroar switching out into Tapu Koko potentially. You know what? I'm going to fake out Incineroar and just Hidden Power Ice. Yeah, you're going to make the Incineroar and a Koko play. I should have called that. That was something I was really anticipating too. I could have Sludge Bombed that slot. Could have faked out Sludge Bomb, but it was just, I feel like, a bit too risky there in my opinion, so I do not think I would go for that play. As Salamence is going to come out. But it doesn't protect, so unless you roost, your Hidden Power Ice will knock you out. Hyper Voice is going to come out. That's not going to do too much. Yeah, not doing too much at all. Hidden Power going to go off into the Salamence. I should pick up the knockout even without the Life Orb. So I do get to knock out the Salamence. That's a trade I'll also take as well, since now the Tapu Koko is locked in. And I really do assume that your specs. Because why would you hard switch out when you could have Volt Switched my Ferrothorn last turn? Unless you really, like, did I have a reason to really double protect, I guess? Maybe that was just like one potential option I guess I had. I'm going to switch my Incineroar out into Ferrothorn. Getting Intimidate off into the Incineroar for later in the game is pretty good. And I really don't need my Ferrothorn anymore. If you lock yourself anything that is not a water type, anything that's not an electric type attack, my Fini's really solid here. So, yeah, I'll take this trade. See what my opponent is gonna do. Probably, I would assume, fake out and Gleam. That's what I'm assuming here. Get Ferrothorn in. Or you could Flare Blitz Gleam too, but I don't mind if Ferrothorn gets caught on the switch in because I do get a... Ooh, Electro Web. Oh, you have to be like Specs or AB. You have to be. I can't tell if that's Specs damage because I'm really specially defensive Ferrothorn. Flare Blitz and a Thundurus, okay. Okay. Are you AV? I mean, Electro Web confirms either Specs or AV, I feel like. I'm gonna double in the Koko. Because Volt Switch, Electro Web, yeah. Oh, you are definitely Specs. You are definitely Specs, I feel like. Yeah, you have to be Specs. You're locked in. There's no way you win Electro Web otherwise. You would Gleam here. So I'm going to be able to KO the Tapu Koko here with a Sludge Bomb. Yep. Thundurus Variant, put in some work. That nice Volt Absorb. And Flare Blitz is going to come out into, I'm guessing it's going to be, yep, my Ferrothorn. The Fairforn's going to go down. However, Feeny gets a free switch, and look at how much chip this Incineroar is going to take, thanks to the Iron Warps and the Flare Blitz recoil. And Feeny should be able to clean this game next to Thunder's Varian. So I'll go Feeny here. I mean, I guess there are a few plays I could also make, but they're kind of unnecessary. I could go Incineroar again, Intimidate off, fake out, but there's really not much Incineroar can really do to a Feeny. It doesn't get any really good moves. Thunder Punch would be worst case scenario, but even then a crit won't knock out Feeny in any scenario really. Unless it was electric terrain, maybe choice bandit, but otherwise, yeah. Match is going to be forfeited here. So we are going to take a win here for the first battle here. And yeah, okay, so I was really expecting my opponent to set up for a almost sweep, but opted not to bring it, which is surprising. I guess maybe thought Salamence was pretty good against my team because of the Heracross, but I was never gonna bring Heracross against a team that pretty much auto lost, like Heracross auto lost to, because I can't really do much to my opponent's team. Sure, I could Rock Blast, but that requires a lot of speed control on my part, and I don't think it was worth it against the Tapu Koko. Nihilego still does a lot to Heracross. I just don't feel like it was worth it. I knew like Pokemon you were going to bring. Incineroar plus Koko, Nihilego were in my range of expectation. Salamence wasn't really. I thought my opponent was going to go hard. Como right there, but ends up working out because I didn't have to worry about Como potentially setting up, which is pretty nice. So yeah, just able to make some pretty big calls, like my opponent sacking the Nihilego. Well, giving me the Nihilego, not really sacking, because he didn't know I was going to Gyro Ball the slot. You probably expected me to Gyro Ball the Ferrothorn slot, but no, I just ended up going for the target in the Koko because the Incineroar switching was pretty safe, I feel like, on your part. I never expected the Volt Switch, though, into the... yeah, I never expected the Volt Switch into the Nihilego again. But looks like we got a second game. We got a Gengar Whimsicott. Oh boy, that's not going to be fun. Kartana, Nihilego, Charizard, and Tapu Lele. So 2 Mega Evolutions, Gengar and Charizard here. Incineroar is pretty good against the Whimsicott. Gengar, Nihilego again is a bit scary. I like Naganadel plus Incineroar a lot. This is where Focus Sash comes in handy, because if it is Scarfletta, I'm going to be able to survive any attack from it. Do I like... What monster I like? I like Thunderous in the back, because a Life Orb Thunderbolt just does so much to my opponent. And I'm thinking no Feeny, which is strange, because I think Feeny is actually pretty decent in this matchup. But I like Heracross because, one, the fact that it resists Kartana pretty well, takes a hit from Nihilego. Pretty much if I get rid of the Charizard and the Lele, I'm able, and I have Pokemon for that, Naganadel, combined with my Thunderous Varian. I feel like Heracross can probably put in at least 1 KO, depending on the circumstances. So Tapu Lele Whimsicott's gonna lead. So Incineroar plus my Nihilego will take the stage here, and Psychic Surge activates. Unfortunately, I can't check the ability. I do want a Sludge Bomb turn 1. I kind of wish I led my Heracross now. I don't want a Tailwind because you could easily just Encore me the following turn. So I don't feel like that's worth it. If anything, I think the play is to... I don't want a Flare Blitz. This is actually a really tough position. Maybe I do Tailwind. What if I Tailwind? If it's Scarflight, I want to get rid of it. Ooh, this is tough. I'm going to Sludge Bomb. I think I want to U-turn out. Okay, Tapu Lele doesn't protect, which is a pretty big deal. So Tapu Lele is not going to protect here, as it is Scarf. We do confirm that, as Psychic going to come out into Naganadel. I do have that Focus Sash for a reason, so Focus Sash is coming in clutch here. as I will be able to get Sludge Bomb off, and this should be able to knock out the top of the letter, I would imagine, because it looks like a offensive variant. It does. Very nice knocking the putting in some work, getting that KO on the Tapu Fini, and gets the Beast Boost in speed, which is pretty nice, as I will get a U-turn off. Break this Whimsicott's potential Focus Sash. I want to U-turn there because I thought maybe I could go into Thunderous Variant, and if we protect Tailwind, I can get Thunderous Variant in and threaten a KO onto the Lele slot no matter what, because I think Life Orb Sludge Bomb, I think it's actually a roll on top of Lele, unfortunately. So I guess there could have been that backfire. So let's see what's coming out from my opponent. You can't Encore my Naganadel, which is actually really nice too. The Ligo's gonna come in. Okay, that Pokemon is scary to deal with. Oh, that Pokemon's absolutely terrifying. Would you target down my Naganadel or would you target down my Thundurus? Heracross definitely eats one attack, but I don't know about the rest. I don't want to give him Beast Boost either. Actually, because if you get rid of Thundurus, then my Ancestor Charizard are limited. Oh, let's see here. I'm gonna double protect. This might not have been the play, but I guess I get to scout for what my opponent has, and I know you can't Encore me. Maybe it's gonna be a Moonblast into the Naganadel and a Power Gem into Thundurus. Yeah. Oh, it's a Moonblast and a Thundurus and a Power Gem into the Naganadel. Okay. Which is not good because I don't want Heracross to take either. Fairforn actually might have been good, even though it really didn't look like it. You can Encore Thundurus. I'm probably going to Encore Thundurus and just attack. Oh boy, I'm going to go Incineroar. I'm going to go Incineroar and hard Heracross. This could end up terribly as well, because there's also the option you could Moonblast and my Naganadel slot and Power Gem my Thundurus. However, I'm kind of hoping you Encore here. No matter what, I'm in a terrible spot. My opponent's put himself or herself in a very good position. Incineroar. Maybe I should have worried about the Lele instead of the... maybe I should have worried about the Whimsicott. Then again, having... No. Okay. I'll explain my thought process later. Moonblast is going to come out. Oh, that's definitely targeting down the Naganadel slot. That's going to hurt. Oh, that's power. And Power Gems in my Incineroar. That's game, isn't it? Oh, that's not game yet. Because it's not 2 KO. Which has a Tailwind left. This is the last turn, right? Yes. Alright. Close combat, and we'll knock off the... There you go. Okay, I still have a shot. It's looking pretty grim, but I still have a shot, nonetheless. So I'll sack Heracross here. Or if my opponent wants to double up Incineroar, try to get the knockout. I'm completely okay with that too, but I need some kind of momentum on my favor. Moonblast is going to come out, probably target down. It is going to target down the Incineroar. Or is it just a Power Gem going to go out into my Heracross to try to get the Beast Boost? Probably is. Oh, Incineroar. Oh, I might regret this play. I might regret this play. Because if you're Focus Sash, Nihilego, maybe Rock Blast was a better play, but I just don't know if Rock Blast picks up the knockout, because if you're Sash, you're not Sash, because you're probably Sash Whimsicott. What am I saying? Okay. We are in this, still. I get Naganadel in and try to match Tailwinds with whatever's coming out. Probably, oh, Kartana? That's the Pokemon I last expected. There were so many potential Sash shoots in my opponent's team. And my 3DS is gonna go down, so I need to grab my charger. Okay, Kartana makes this game interesting because no Charizard or no Gengar. Wow, both options not brought here. I really thought the Charizard would have been that last Pokemon, but no, Kartana instead. Alright, got that charged. Not Scarf Kartana. Best play is to double up the Whimsicott slot. Because you probably don't have Protect and you're probably going for Tailwind anyway. Ooh, okay. So I guess Sludge Bomb off into Whimsicott. Only way I could see this bad is if my opponent has Razor Leaf on the Kartana. Because I thought my opponent was going to Tailwind there, but not. Knockoff going to come out in Heracross. Going to pick up the Knockout. Oh, this could still be bad. I might have to hit Fire Blast. Twice. Attack boost. Oh, Life Orb Kartana. Wow. Huh. That's a rare item on Kartana. Alright, Thundurus. I'm pretty sure Thundurus should be able to knock out with a Life Orb Thunderbolt after another hit of Life Orb. And as long as I don't miss 2 Fire Blasts in a row, which is very potential, I should be able to win the game. So, wow. Not what I expected this end game to come to. Come on. Okay, I hit the Fire Blast and that just secures the game. So, I run Fire Blast because it's just... I need better answers to Aegislash. I'm still not sure. Focus Sash definitely saved me in this game. Having Focus Sash was absolutely necessary because of the Scarf Lele. But yeah, maybe I should have went for Rock Blast on Illegal. Because if it was Sash on Illegal, I think I just lost the game right there. But Sash Whimsicott's usually the preference on Mega Gengar plus Whimsicott. So yeah, I'm not too sure. If Rock Blast does KO Illegal, it is a better play though, 100%. But I didn't want to knock out the Whimsicott turn 1. So I thought about that might have been the better play, but no, that would not have been the better play. Because Scarf Lele plus the Tailwind plus Nihilego probably just auto-swept my team. Like, I don't think there was anything I could do. I probably just got auto-swept right there. Luckily, my opponent didn't target down the Heracross slot. Probably expected to protect or just wanted to get rid of my Incineroar. Yeah, probably just wanted to get rid of Incineroar. Because I guess Heracross really didn't do much since it was already low and pretty much undersped my entire team. While I guess Incineroar maybe could have pulled a trick or two. As we find the last opponent from Japan, 1500 rating. Interesting take of Sand. We got Tyranitar, Escadrille, Salamence, Tapu Koko, Cresselia, and a Rockrunnid. Really interesting take of Sand. And definitely a hard one for me. Incineroar plus Feeny seems pretty good in this matchup. My opponent really doesn't have much to break through it. Fundus Fairy looks pretty good in this matchup against like 2 Pokemon, and then the rest, it just doesn't look that great. Well, 3 actually. So I'm going to have to make some decisions here. My opponent doesn't really appreciate Ferrothorn though, so Ferrothorn can be a really big Pokemon here in this matchup. I think I like Feeny plus Incineroar with Heracross and Ferrothorn in the back, because I like the Intimidate option. I like having the option to Icy Wind. This is going to be an interesting last one, because I could see me losing to aggressive plays from my opponent with Sword Stance on Escadrille if you do have it, or if it's a special Salamence, Hyper Voice plus Fire Blast combinations could hurt. Gonna be the Cresselia plus the Salamence lead, okay. So this is an interesting lead if you have the Sand mode in the back. I'm kind of assuming you don't have Sand mode in the back at this point. You do get Intimidate off in the Salamence, which is a pretty big deal. That's a very big deal. Baek Battles Moonblast looks really good to me turn 1. And I do like that play. Cresselia really can't do much. And even if you have a Rockrunnid in the back and switch out to it now, which I think you might do for the Salamence, like you might switch out Salamence and Trick Room. Looks like you're not going to do it, but if you did have that case, I did kind of have an opportunity to go into Ferrothorn, which could have walled the Rockrunnid. Oh wow, my opponent going aggressive turn 1. Helping hand, but it doesn't work out because I do fake out. Luckily, I didn't make an overread right there. I really kind of wanted to, maybe Swagger knockoff, expecting to protect, but felt there was no really need to. Icy Wind might have been the better play here, but look at that damage I just got on Salamence. That is beautiful damage. And I get a special attack drop, so if it is special Salamence, I'm in a really good position here. However, play is just a Moonblast and go Ferrothorn here. Do want to keep Incineroar healthy, and yeah, we're going to see Salamence withdraw now into Tyranitar. So that's not exactly a good switch for my opponent. Let's say weakness policy. It could be weakness policy. It's not going to be Mega Tyranitar or the Tyranitar can't Mega Evolve. Alright. So I'll take this trade. Like, Moonblast was better in case because I got more damage off. Moonblast is going to come out into Tyranitar. Is it policy? If it's policy, I guess we could have some issues. That did a lot of damage. It is policy. Ooh, boy. Trick Room does go up. Okay. So I'm wondering if a Rockman is in the back at this point. Power would have been nice here on the Ferrothorn because I could knock out the Tyranitar at this range, but since I don't have it, yeah, that's kind of a concern here. I'll go for Seed Bomb plus Moonblast into Tyranitar because Tyranitar can only knock out one Pokemon with a Helping Hand, or we're going to see it Protect. Okay. Are you going to try to chip with Cresselia? Because I guess that's the best thing you could do. Yeah, you're just going to try to chip Cresselia. Since I showed Seed Bomb, I don't think my opponent's really too worried about Ferrothorn knocking out Tyranitar anymore. You have Ally Switch. I just don't see Ally Switch on a team where it really doesn't need it. Because there's no setup mon, really. I guess there's a weakness policy on Tyranitar, but that's not really reliable for Ally Switch just to be enough, right? So I'll double up Tyranitar once again. I'm hoping you don't have Ally Switch. Hoping on Rock Slide is definitely a play my opponent can make, and I think that would knock out Feeny. So I feel like you would go for it. Otherwise, I feel like I would live the +2 Rock Slide and just get my berry back. So yeah, this is still concerning. However, I'm putting everything closer and closer into my range. Yeah, as Helping Hand's going to come out. Everything's getting closer into my range of my Mega Heracross at this point. Seed Bomb going to fire off into the Tyranitar, do a decent amount. Rock Slide going to come out. Does that knock out Feeny? It probably should. Oh, Feeny is such a bulky Pokemon. I love it. A knockout would be really nice here. Not the worst case if I do miss it because of a flinch. Yep. I kind of expect as much. Did I swagger my own Ferrothorn? How many turns a Trick Room out? 2. Okay. Kinda wish I had Heal Pulse. Not a big deal. No, I could swagger my Ferrothorn. I don't feel like it's worth it though. I think just target down the Cresselia here and Seed Bomb the Tyranitar is a safe play. As Tyranitar is going to withdraw into the Salamence. Ooh, very good switch. Maybe I should have Gyro Ball to cover for that preference, but I wasn't sure if a Rock might have come in. Although Seed Bomb plus Sand, would you still get the knockout? No, not even close. Okay. Ice Beam going to come out, target down my Ferrothorn. And Moonblast into Cresselia. So I could have doubled up the slot, but maybe my opponent wanted me to. Or maybe just predicted the hard grass move, which was very smart on my opponent's part still. And Salamence only has a few turns left before Sand knocks it out. Best play is to Moonblast, and I think go out into Incineroar. I could also do it the other way around if I really want to, because I feel like you're forced to protect here. Yeah, I'll make the Incineroar play now. Because Tyranitar and Salamence are both really weakened from my opponent's state. However, I really want to get Elite Seed off into Cresselia. Maybe I should just Maybe I should Elite Seed Cresselia. Maybe I should Elite Seed Cresselia earlier in the game. Salamence is going to reveal that Protect. Alright. And Ice Beam just going to come out probably into the Incineroar slot. Yep. No Freeze, which is good. Moonblast does go out into the Salamence slot. And Twisted Dimensions return to normal. This is an opportune time to get my Heracross in, I think. And just fake out the Salamence slot. Or I could get Ferrothorn in, as he might try to go Tyranitar. Yeah, you know what? I like Ferrothorn here. And I like fake out into Salamence, because this covers a Trick Room plus Tyranitar switch in from the Salamence slot. This gets me a bit of leftovers recovery if my opponent doesn't target on the Feeny slot. And yeah, I get to knock out the Salamence here, not going for the double, which is great because I get rid of Salamence, really great, and I have a way to stop the Trick Room. Psychic gonna come out in the Fairphone. Okay. Not doing too much. That is a bit annoying though. Okay. Comes down to that last Pokemon. And if it's Escadrille, I think Heracross might be able to win the game. It's Tyranitar coming out, however. But should knock out the Tyranitar at that range, right? And I feel like I'm not meant to be Incineroar. I feel like I'd be able to knock out Tyranitar. I feel like Leech Seed U-turn might be the best play here. And I would go for it. Maybe it's not the best play to gamble, but it's kind of a slow Tyranitar, I feel like. You're going for Helping Hand, so probably Helping Hand Rock Slide. Oh, this might be a gamble. It's a gamble. Okay. But both my Pokemon survive, which is amazing. And I get a U-turn off, so I do get to knock out Tyranitar. If I get a Leech Seed off, that's incredible for me. Because otherwise my Cresselia... Well, I do have my Heracross in the back still. Should I reveal Heracross or should I go Feeny first? I think I go Heracross because if the last Pokemon's Coco, I want to get Misty Terrain up guaranteed. So yeah, Heracross is my play here. If I get a Leech Seed off, this would be fantastic. Oh, Fairphone. You are putting in some work, my friend. Beautiful. Okay. So nice. I get a Leech Seed off into Cresselia. Cresselia can no longer remove that Leech Seed since it is stuck for the rest of the game. What is that last Pokemon on my opponent's side? I did not expect Incineroar to live Helping Hand Rock Slide. I didn't get Intimidate off either. That's impressive. But also, it's kind of interesting to see that Tyranitar wasn't mint speed. It had some speed investment. Escadrille gonna be that last Pokemon. Okay. I could switch on an Incineroar. I just don't want Escadrille to set up. You know what? I'm gonna pin missile the Cresselia and go out in my Incineroar because I'll be able to live any attack from the Escadrille. The only bad case, I guess, could be if Escadrille goes for Iron Head and flinches me. Unless it carries a random Aerial Ace. But even then, with this Intimidate, I should survive it. Let's see what's coming out. Because this could be bad. I just don't want to give my opponent an opportunity to set up, because even if you SD here, it's not too bad with the fake out pressure. It's going to be an Iron Head into Heracross. So does Heracross flinch? It does, a little bit unfortunate. However, I guess not the worst case. Yeah, so I'm going to lose Heracross there, a little bit unfortunate. Am I even going to get the Leech Seed recovery this turn? Incineroar might go down. Oh yeah. Now we're in a bit of... maybe I should have went Incineroar for Heracross. Yeah, that might have been the play. I want Fairphone on the left and I want Feeny on the right. Because Leech Seed can still win me this game. You probably have the Z move on the Escadrille, however. Oh, this could be a gamble too. Cause there are two plays my opponent can make. Helping Hand Earthquake doesn't knock out Feeny, I feel like, at this range. Helping Hand Iron Head would, but you could Tectonic Rage either my Fairphone or my Feeny slot. Even then, I don't think Skull knocks out Escadrille. Let's see who you target, because I don't want to lose anything by going for Protect on Fairphone as you target out Feeny and I lose. No Z move. Iron Head just into Feeny. I do survive, and I get Scald off. Does this KO? Probably not, but Leech Seed will. Psychic into Feeny. Okay, it's not a Z move, or you're saving a Z move? Weakness Policy, Tyranitar, Helping Hand. Yeah, it's not. Okay, Leech Seed. Berry Cresselia? Yeah, it's Berry Cresselia, so it's not Psychium. Is it Groundium and you're just saving the Groundium? Well, I don't know that Escadrille has Swords Dance because that's more of a Sage Inversion team. So I can protect right here. Leech Seed is not going to knock out the Escadrille. Ooh, this is such a close game. Because Helping on Tectonic Rage probably does knock out my Ferrothorn at this range. But the question is, do you have Swords Dance? If you have Swords Dance, you might go for it here on my Protect and then my Tectonic Rage again. Or do I want to expect you to have Swords Dance? But then again, I think Protect is always my best play because I could always get a double if you do have Swords Dance and go for it. So let's go for the Protect. I save his play. Really nice play from my opponent. It's gonna, because I don't think +2 Earthquake knocks me out. You have to have Tectonic Rage. This is really close. This is really close of a match. Alright. Because Helping Hand, Tectonic Rage definitely knocks me out. I'm not sure if Helping Hand Earthquake would. Do I get the double? If I don't get the double, it comes down to what move you have. Let's see. Helping Hand comes out. Do I get the double? I do get the double, so that secures it. Tectonic Rage? No, it's just Earthquake. I'm pretty sure I would have lived that with Ferrothorn. I mean, we're talking about Ferrothorn here. So, no Tectonic Rage. Where's the Z move? My opponent rage quits. I mean... yeah, I mean, there wasn't much I could do. I mean, if I did get the... if I didn't flinch with Heracross, I 100% won the game there, but... then again... yeah, I didn't get flinched with Feeny. I did make that one play of going for the staying aim with both my Pokemon against the Tyranitar, but one, I assumed it was a Trick Tyranitar, so I thought it would be slower, but it wasn't. However, the Helping Hand Rock Slide didn't knock me out. So I guess that was kind of a bad play, and then I got a bit punished for it later by getting that flinch on Heracross when I probably could have just went Incineroar first. Maybe I could just went Heracross, switched in Incineroar, but the problem was I felt like you could have protect Psychic, and I kind of wanted to just one, try to get the KO on Cresselia if you make that play, and I had Incineroar in. Incineroar with the Intimidate would have been really nice, and I didn't want to lose Ferrothorn right there. But yeah, I mean, still a good game regardless, but hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Came down to the wire. I still don't think +1 Earthquake Helping Hand boosted does knock out my Ferrothorn, but who knows, I could be wrong. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in today's episode. If you did, please leave a like down below, shows your support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below, such as my social medias and all that good stuff, such as previous episodes of VGC 2018 Baek Battles and some more extra content. Feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read them. Otherwise, until we battle again, my friends, have a good day, people. I will catch you around in another video.